All right, should be live any moment. Okay, folks, how we doing? Are we all right? There we go. Oh, I tried to hide a little. I thought it would show the tabs as well of the window, but it doesn't. I tried to hide a little joke in the tabs, but annoyingly, I don't think you guys can see the tabs. I'll just do a quick Snapchat that we're live. We're live now, folks. I'm reading this shit. There we go. Put that on social flipping media. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Creepy Leaks reading. How is everyone today? I'm gonna roll it over here so I can see the excuse me, the text. All right, I can see the text and your chat. All right, so what is Creepy Leaks? Well, it's as it says here, hashtag Creepy Leaks. Written underneath, I don't know how good the resolution is on your screens, so I'll just read. I'm going to read the whole thing, but this first part: a series of accounts related to Mr. Creepypasta and the associated narrator community. So, yeah, if you're aware of Change the Channel, it's kind of like that. I haven't read it properly. I've just briefly flicked through, and as I said on the stream announcement, I will not be moralizing, or trying not to anyway. I will not be looking at this from some sort of ivory tower. You guys know me. You guys know what an asshole I can be. I'm going to try not to be like, oh, these guys are such dicks, and I'm a great guy. Like some people do with this sort of drama. I'm just going to read it, give you my thoughts, let you guys discuss it in the comments. And I just thought it would be, I haven't done a stream for a while, and I thought it would be an interesting topic for a stream, as this document has only recently been released. So, yeah, I think this is going to be kind of a garbage fire. So, I'll just wait for a little moment, just wait for see if anybody else is coming. I don't know if anybody else will be coming, because obviously I know that there's been a bit of a bug on YouTube with the notifications. I thought they fixed it, because with today's episode of Bad Creepypasta that came out, there was loads and loads of comments saying, oh, I got the notification this time. But then they didn't with the stream announcement. People didn't get the notification for that. And I don't know if people got the notification for this. But hopefully they will get the notifications. We're just going to wait about another minute or so. Revenge. Thank God I wasn't mentioned in the document. YouTube fixing something. You know, it's been amazing. YouTube, I've reached a point now where I'm allowed to talk to the YouTube staff. Like, they've let me have conversations with members of staff now, and like because I wasn't getting people's super chats. Luckily, they fixed it, and thank God, because I'm so fucking broke. But yes, I am actually receiving super chats now. They're being added to my balance. So thank goodness. That's weird, Miss Froggy. There was drama in the narrator community, lol. Yeah, apparently so. I don't know how bad it gets. I don't think it ever gets to like I mean, some of you guys will definitely have read Change the Channel. I don't think this is going to get to fucking rape allegations or anything, but we'll see. All right. So we're at 93 viewers. I think that's a good time to start. I think that's a good time to actually kick this thing off and start reading it. So, let's go. Oh, sorry, there's a question about the super chats. Let's answer that really quickly. Basically, what was happening is they were coming up on the stream chats, the last couple of streams I did, but they weren't being added to my balance. So I was getting YouTube was reading my transaction revenue as 0, and I wasn't getting paid my super chats. I was only getting paid my ad revenue, which would normally be fine, but basically that would be YouTube stealing from you guys. Penny for your thoughts. Thank you, Sphinx, for your Donkey Kong Corona. 100 Donkey Kong Corona. Thank you. All right, let's go. CreepyLeaks, a series of accounts related to Mr. Creepypasta and the associated narrator community. I assume you guys can all hear me and the sound is okay, right? Forward. First of all, thank you for reading this document. I will be the first to acknowledge that the creepypasta community isn't exactly one many people have heard of. Yeah, I guess that's true. Those who have, however, more likely than not consider it a gathering of subpar creators. Again, I'm not going to deny that. While creepypasta can be a mixed bag of hidden gems and questionable goods, I have hoped that the genre's reputation will not steer you away from viewing the information below. To be honest, it's one of the things that's inspired me to read this. I would also be the first to acknowledge the fact that this is in no way as professional, in-depth, or as streamlined as the Channel Awesome document that was recently released. I'm just a guy people come to when they have problems with the persons mentioned herein. I've done my best to put together something coherent and easy to follow, while remaining careful to avoid influencing the opinions of others who have added their voice. It should be noted that I started #CreepyLeaks in order to let people speak their mind about issues they deem important. That's exactly what I've done here. You will see what each contributor wished to add, with as little interference from me as possible. In other words, we may lack uniformity, but I feel that this is a fair trade for truth written in their own words. This document is not as large as it could have or should have been. We've actually lost multiple contributors due to interference from people mentioned in this document. Oh, fuck me, this is going to be good. Said contributors were also pressured into showing this document to them, though it is of little actual concern since the content should not come as a surprise to the people whose actions are being described. Zing. The most we can do here is to try to represent those discouraged contributors and the others who have come forward but simply didn't want to risk speaking out. Before I can continue with this, guys, I've got to say, it does bother me that, you know, people were frightened of speaking out about a bunch of fucking creepypasta narrators. If I'm entirely honest with you, this doesn't seem like a good start, does it? It is important at this time to note that I have tried to settle issues with the people mentioned in this document. I have attempted both publicly and privately. This resulted in blocking, threats, accusations, and other tactics meant to cause silence. There doesn't seem, I hope they're included, I hope screenshots are included in the document. There doesn't seem to be any way to combat these problems other than notifying the public at large that they exist. If you have questions, please contact me. Depending on how many people take me up on this offer, a response may be delayed. So, right, from what I can gather then, guys, this is going to be quite an extensive document, but there's room for more, essentially. So it may be tonight, this is some tip of the iceberg shit. So who knows how, you know, I'm mixing metaphors here, which is really bad for a writer, but who knows how deep the fucking rabbit hole goes. Thank you once again, Chris Slimebeast Wolf. All right, the reason this document exists. This document will touch upon several complaints regarding Mr. Creepypasta and associated collaborators, including quality of work and lack thereof, personal use of crowdfunding resources and disregard for reward fulfillment, mistreatment of fans, staff, and collaborators, abuse of creators and their works, assorted legal issues, and subjective, unethical activities. Oddly enough, borrowed directly from the Not So Awesome document regarding Channel Awesome, and it still applies. And there's a quote from it there, which I won't read aloud because I think everybody knows about that one. The most central figures in this document. The YouTube user, whoa, £10, thank you. If this is a Shyamalan twist where it's actually a creepypasta and we're skeletons, I won't even be upset. I cannot wait to see what this document has to hold. Honestly, I think, you guys know I'm not the biggest admirer of Slimebeast. I think he's a very talented writer, but his stuff isn't really my cup of tea. But I think it would be really impressive if he'd done a creepypasta using fictional people in the style of the Channel Awesome document. I think that would actually be a really brilliant way to tell a horror story. I don't know if anyone's done that, but if any of you guys in the audience are creepypasta writers, taking suggestions, you can have that one for free. Right. The YouTube user known as Mr. Creepypasta, or MCP, began posting videos on YouTube in 2011. From the start, these videos mostly consisted of reading short horror fiction or creepypasta found on the web. From that point forward, Mr. Creepypasta has become the largest and most recognizable creepypasta narrator on YouTube, moving into the field of publishing and merchandise, as well as sponsorship tie-ins with properties such as Ash vs. Evil Dead. All in all, the channel has been very successful with very little change for nearly a decade. Author Vincent Vina Carver. Is it Carver or Caver? Can someone write in the description if it's pronounced Carver or Caver? Just let me know. I'm going to say Carver until somebody says otherwise. Or VVC was first featured on Mr. Creepypasta's original channel in 2013, and the two became friends and frequent collaborators, including the launch of a Creepypasta comic book project on Kickstarter, which brought in $22,842, including a stretch goal to produce a motion comic from the book. Mr. Carver has been successful as well, and is currently in talks with Blumhouse Productions. I don't know who that is, but oh, you thought Mr. Creepypasta worked alone? £5. Thank you, some English bloke. You thought Mr. Creepypasta worked alone? Slow Mist, he was always Mr. Creepypasta's second banana, the player too. Carver for lava. Yep. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Thank you for the £5, and that is a very good joke. Old Man Murphy, also referred to as Mad Murphy, is the creator of Well Hay Productions and has collaborated with both people mentioned above. In this capacity, he has worked as an author, webmaster, visual artist, and more. He was first featured on Mr. Creepypasta's channel in 2012. Oh, someone else is saying it's Caver now. I'm going to say Carver, so it just sounds more natural to me. And there's some links here that you can click on. There's a link to the document in the description if you want to go into a bit more detail. Personal accounts. For the sake of keeping this as concise as it can be, I'm not going to talk too much about professional issues between myself and NPC, and stick to that as much as possible. You'll need to mention the blog post. And there's a link there. Again, there's a link in the document. I've put a link to the document in the description. So if you guys want to open the document, take a look at that, by all means. So here's some a couple of professional things. This is from Chris Warren, or aka Midnight Author. I started working with MCP back in 2015 as an audio editor. He had told me a sad story about how he was disappointed over the mistakes still left in his audio, and he wanted better for his channel. Before that, he'd said he'd edited his audio while playing games. If he caught a mistake while listening, he'd pause the game and trim the mistake before going back to the game. Over the dedication to bringing a great product out. I offered to produce his audio and thought perhaps this would be the first step towards bigger and better content in the future. Immediately as I started working for him, I found out he brought another editor on board, and pretty much simultaneously. But I wasn't terribly concerned by this at the time. By the way, guys, sorry if you can hear my breathing. I'm sitting quite close to the mic because my microphone lately hasn't been picking me up. If I'm far away, I have to sit right by it. So if you guys can hear me breathing heavily, I apologize. I am also masturbating. So I began to edit Spike's audio, and for one of the first recordings, I told him I found over 40 different spots where his reading differed from the text of the story, and not even in a way that was an improvement. They were mistakes. Long story short, he couldn't be bothered to make the changes. He knew about the mistakes, but didn't care to record pickups. So I opted to just get it out to meet his quota. When I originally started, there's the £2, the extra tab. I'm glad you noticed. Thank you for the £2. I'm glad you noticed that tab. This isn't even my computer, so that's going to be on my partner's Google history as well. Should be using my. All right. Did you always want to hear my dad's Google history? Fucking worst comedian in the world. That's coming from me. When I originally started processing his audio, I was shooting for a natural, clean sound that suited MCP's voice. Basic cleaning and mastering effects to work with the music he'd add in himself. One day, I found out the version he uploaded to YouTube for a certain story was obviously messed with. Booming bass, distorted audio because it was too loud, and clipping, etc. I approached him about it. He admitted to boosting the bass. Later, he told me he wasn't happy with the natural tone. He sounded like a radio announcer. I warned him it was a bad idea. A voice that is overproduced becomes grating, especially for long stories, but that's how you wanted it. And there's a lot of stuff like this. I'm going to skip past here because this is sort of not as interesting, this first part. Again, I have got a link in the description if you guys want to read the whole thing. To clarify, I was paid for my work. Nothing super generous, but acceptable. The lack of organization on his part was something I just accepted and worked with at the time. Again, I can relate to that. This is interesting, though. My last offer to him was to essentially work part-time and produce the bulk of his video content, audio, music, visuals, etc. The goal for this was to massively increase his production quality and try new things he'd never done in his content before. He wasn't interested, and that was it. Eventually, I was silently dropped without reason. I tried reaching out on a couple occasions, but ultimately he never told me why he dropped contact, so I moved on with my life and didn't really take offense. I was just confused as to what had happened, and I didn't know about. I'm going to read that again. I was just confused as to what had happened that I didn't know about. Oh, I see what he means. Okay, so here's some stuff about Vincent Vinacava. When I first got in contact with Vincent, because he was in the same area and there was a convention taking place, I invited him to sell his comic book and anthology along with our own books with us, completely unaware of the Kickstarter stuff that had been happening. He seemed like a nice enough, well-read guy, and eventually we started discussing ideas. There were plans for YouTube videos, other comic projects, and anthologies, he wanted to publish under his brand Midnight Hour. I was on board for these things, and eventually the motion came up. He asked me if I was capable of animation for such a project, and I agreed to get it done within 2 or 3 weeks. There wasn't time for anything super detailed, so it basically turned out to be more of an advanced slideshow, still hundreds of layers and multiple keyframes, but overall it was something that needed to be finished quick. I also produced the audio for the motion comic. I warned Carver about the voice acting, and he opted to have Raven Lavina re-record her lines. Blah, 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 just stuff. It wasn't long before the video came out that I realized something was off. I remembered the Kickstarter campaign, and I ended up down a rabbit hole of research only to discover things that weren't adding up with the Kickstarter money. And overall, this project seemed to be crumbling under poor management and low standards. I wrote a blog post pointing out what I had observed that was visible to the public, and questioned and criticized what had taken place, thinking at first they would listen to this criticism and perhaps try to be reasonable and correct the mistakes. I had hoped they would shoot to make things better. Almost immediately after the post went up, Carver texted me saying how he was hurt by what I had written, and told me my post was smug and scathing, and went on to say I was ignorant about the cost of production and how I should have let him present his side of the story in the post. He said my post made his project look like a scam. I'm going to stop reading for a moment. Thank you, Tarded Pupper, for the £5. Much appreciated. Scrolls to the bottom, then I became Skeleton and wrote this. Also, do you know about Red Dwarf? I'm assuming in the context of this, no. I know about the popular sci-fi show. It's very good. Then I became scared. I don't know if you were here earlier on, Tarded Pupper, when we started this, but I did say how brilliant it would be if someone did a creepypasta story in this style, in the style of one of these, grievance documents. I think that'd be a really fascinating way to tell the story. Someone else had just posted in the chat, Spock, the Rock Dog, and Hulk Hogan, which reminds me, of course, of the Ultimate Showdown, which at the time was like the funniest thing ever. But now films are just that. All new films are just the Ultimate Showdown, all these new Marvel movies. $5, woo! I love $5. Okay, that's the thing I enjoy. Thank you, Mr. Snack Mix. Mr. Creepypasta is a pancake supremacist. You heard it here first, folks. That's probably in the document. I tried to be as reasonable as I could with him and explain that anyone could have written what I did, and that for all intents and purposes, it's easy to see why people would think it looks like a scam. I told him he should be honest with his audience and explain the numbers to them. He could tell me in private, but that wouldn't solve the problems in public. I warned him that these impressions could ruin his career if he didn't do anything about it. Carver did nothing to relieve any of my suspicions. Instead of having a discussion and explaining himself, he decided to throw hurtful comments my way that weren't based on any logical foundation. He said I was cherry-picking my points, that I lacked journalistic integrity, that I was knocking on the voice actors, artists, and everyone involved, when that clearly wasn't what I was communicating in my posts. He told me we were no longer friends, which seems dramatic to me, because we weren't really close enough to warrant the term friend. Okay, so this isn't like a Gary Tunnicliffe, Doug Bradley thing. Then I take his definition of friend by definition completely different. Tell me MCP was also sickened by my post and how what I wrote hurt Raven and made her want to stop narrating. I ended by asking him to tell me where I lied in my post and asked him to quote it for me. You literally said the phrase, "Where is the lie?" didn't you? I said if he was going to childishly rebut, I assume that's supposed to mean childishly rebut without any logical foundation and reject my being honest, I had made a mistake ever working with him. He never responded to my final message. I hope there are pictures of these messages. I really would like to see them in more detail. After this, I privately contacted a voice actor who was involved in the motion comic and asked for my own personal curiosity if they were actually compensated for their work. They gave me an answer and must have silently went off to tell MCP because he texted me shortly after. The conversation that followed via text lasted hours. He was reasonable enough and was willing to have a discussion, unlike Carver. He said he didn't think it was being dishonest to keep the full costs of productions and expenses to the side, and said it would hurt the people they hired and keeps them from being able to work and change their rates in the future. Anyone who is an artist knows this latter statement isn't true in the freelance world at all. It's also said that they handled their mistakes privately. During this discussion, he threw accusations at me, thinking I wanted personal information to start my own comic project and that I was digging for information I could have just asked him for. Everyone else I work with knows that this isn't the case, and I debunked the other claims he threw my way. Points similar to, the criticism in the post wasn't constructive for us. Really, I thought I pretty much spelled out what went wrong. I could have handled better. Never mind, the criticism and everything is okay, but why didn't you let Carver or me proofread your post? You didn't tell us you were writing this. I like this rebuttal because, ironically, that would lack journalistic integrity to allow them to color the already public information. Yeah, absolutely right. Actually, what you did is messed up because I thought we were friends and nothing was wrong and you wanted to hurt me as a friend. Yeah, I completely, that's ridiculous. You know, that's just an appeal to emotion. Ultimately, it boiled down to me telling him that I disagree with what he did and may be doing still. I told him I can't be a friend or professional collaborator with someone who treats their projects this way and who practices business in a way I personally find deplorable. It's one thing to have different philosophies, but I can't be complacent in everything that has happened. Does he mean complicit, or am I just reading that wrong? Confidence in me and MCP Vincent deceased. All of this led me to the conclusion that these are people I should have avoided and never worked with. I refuse to leave my story covered in silence, so here it is. Okay, so that's the first person, I think. Yeah. Oh, there's a couple more things from. Oh, fucking hell! I've just looked ahead, and okay, this is going to get quite a lot worse. Which is a good time for a commercial break because I'm really fucking thirsty. So I'm going to run and grab myself a glass of water. Luckily, my living room is adjacent to my kitchen, so I will be less than a minute. Woo! Sorry about that. Throat is going to get sore doing all this reading, obviously. All right. Fuck. Okay, let's go. Addendum, personal matters. This is a smaller detail surrounding my involvement with VVC and MCP to some extent. Initially, I was thinking of leaving this to silence because of other personal stories in this document covering more serious allegations. Fuck me, really? Thank you, Sphinx. Thank you very much for your Donkey Kong coins, 20 of them. Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. Fuck. But now I realize this may be just as important when it comes to confirming the true characters of the people involved. In April 2017, I invited Vincent Vinacava to a horror writer convention to sell books with us. I was unaware of the Kickstarter stuff going on at the time and figured this was an opportunity to properly meet with the guy to fill up our excess table with space at the con. He brought hardcover copies of the Creepypasta comic and his own short story collection. Sitting at our table one afternoon, he asked me where the next con was. I told him. He said he knew a girl at that location and then got out his phone and showed me a picture of her face. Then her butt. He made a joke akin to, I write the stories, she sends the nudes. It's not really a joke, is it? It's just a seedy, unpleasant statement. And said, sorry, I said I wasn't going to moral high ground it, sorry. And said how he was thinking of going to the next con to meet her. In the moment, it was pretty awkward, but I laughed it off as a harmless quirk. My assumption was that this was something between two consenting adults, and it wasn't really a huge deal. And fuck me, I hope that's... Thank you, Zeitgeist, for the £5. That's really nice of you. Thank you. This about to get spicy. Yeah, so we're keeping it lighthearted, but I get the feeling this is going to... Judging by the fact that this is in reference to allegations later that are apparently worse in the document, I have a feeling that all this jollity and joking is going to get so much fucking worse the further again. Kenzie Bat, thank you for joining the stream. Yes, this is the Channel Awesome document of the Creepypasta community. It mostly concerns Mr. Creepypasta and Vincent Vinacava, and yeah, it's you haven't missed a lot, really. We're just getting into the spice of it now. In the moment, it was pretty awkward, but I laughed it off as a harmless quirk. I mean, it's not harmless, is it? My assumption this was something between two consenting adults. I mean, yeah, you don't know, I suppose, if the young lady has said it was okay for her to show the butt pictures around, but probably wasn't. After witnessing what I did with the added context of other personal accounts, however, told to me in private recently, I can't help but question VVC's willingness to share revealing photos like that. I'm revolted not having thought to look into things further. Fucking hell, deplorabology, mate. Thank you for the $2. Now I have to read this aloud. Mr. Jew Creepypasta Wario. Yep, there we are. Fucking Justin, 2 in the pink, 1 on the trigger, Carmichael. All right. I thought I'm appalled by what you said, and then I made a far more horrible joke. Okay. Sorry, I've lost where I am now. Oh, here we are, yeah. I'm revolted not having thought to look into things further and put this into question. It's clear to me that it's unacceptable behavior, and yet another thing I can't be complacent with. I'm not sure if I'm misusing complacent correctly. MCP also told me in person a couple of years ago that VVC had paid him $30 or so per finished hour for a couple of Carver's audiobooks, a very low rate compared to professional standards. In all fairness, I've worked for rates like that. He proceeded to tell me that VVC was apparently getting a decent amount of money from sales and was earning a high bounty payment via Audible.com sponsorships. Every time someone signed up for Audible and bought VVC's audiobooks, Carver made a good chunk of extra money on top of the sale royalty. As MCP explained, he didn't see any other money past the flat rate he was paid, and... Thank you, thank you, Sphinx, for your Donkey Kong coins. 20 of them once again. This is my new favorite drinking game. Sorry, liver. What are the rules to your drinking game? Is it every time I want to burp? Sorry, I'm only drinking water. I don't even drink fizzy drinks. I'm drinking a glass of water. I'm not belching. Like fucking Darkside Phil. Have I got any painkillers? Oh, well, I'll just soldier on my immense bravery, reading a document on the internet. All right. All right. As MCP explained, he didn't see any other money past the flat rate he was paid, and he texted VVC asking him if he was screwing him over. He ended the story. I mean, you didn't sign a contract, mate. He ended the story telling me he didn't really care about the money. Nothing really came of that problem as far as I could see, so I assumed everything was all right. The two continued work together on projects, and I didn't let it concern me. I have no idea how much of what I was told was true, but after seeing what I have and hearing other stories, it's enough for me to want to steer clear. I'm not tolerant of this behavior from my friends or professional contacts. Now we're moving on to a new source here, so I'm going to find some more interesting stuff, I bet. So this is this source is Anonymous One. So again, I don't know what they're going to be talking about because again, I've only skimmed this document. But considering this person wants to remain anonymous, I think it's going to get interesting. I mean, it's been interesting, but you know what I mean. I think it's going to get worse. Spike Edmund, aka Mr. Creepypasta, has mishandled fans' money on various occasions to provide lavish and frequent trips for himself and his wife. I tell you what, joke about Darkside Phil, and he shall appear in document form, as well as to spend on frivolous activities and objects. Sprend, yes, that's a word, Jacob. Spend on frivolous activities and objects. The following are examples of trips, vacations, events, and purchases that cost large sums of money spent during the time immediately after the project was funded. Ooh. 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 This is going to be bad, isn't it? Creepypasta Kickstarter campaign, May 28th, 2016 to June 27th, 30 days. Listed delivery dates of all prizes, October 2016. Per the Kickstarter page, goal $6,666. I see what you did there. Reached on the was it 6th of January? Oh no, sorry, the 1st of June. I forget you guys do your dates the other way around. First stretch goal met on the 15th of June. On 27th of June, campaign concluded at a total of $22,842. Thank you again, Tariq Papa, for another £5. That is hugely generous of you. Thank you. He says, "Hold on to your butts, boys." And yeah, I think he's onto. He's absolutely absolutely right here. Next update is and okay, I'll get so confused. I'm not doing this on purpose. I get really confused with the American dates. Sorry, I was about to say 8th of June, no, 6th of August, 16, saying surveys will be going out. Digital rewards are allegedly sent out on the 5th of November, 1 month after date listed in campaign. Updates and or shipment of physical prizes do not occur until March 2017. It does happen though. That's good. And speaking from experience with doing Patreon, these things do happen sometimes. You get screwed over by printing companies and things like that. I'm not trying to sound like I'm making excuses for the guy, but I've never made fucking $6,000 of crowdfunding money, obviously, but I've been there where you get screwed over by other people who you're counting on. But the lesson you should learn from that is that you should do research on people that you're going to be collaborating with, doing business with when it comes to printing DVDs and posters and that sort of thing. So not to be leaping to his defense there, but £2. Thank you very much, Callum. I've just noticed the Toby's Dad's Nudes web tab. Yeah, I was like, I just put it up there for keks. I didn't know how many people were going to notice. Updates and or shipment physical blah. Okay, here's what MCP was doing after the funding of the Kickstarter project. While the project was facing heavy delays and backers remained in the dark with no updates. That's not acceptable. It doesn't kill you to update your audience. Again, I'm not going to do too much of this moral high ground shit throughout the document because we'll be here all bloody night if I do. And again, it's a bit hypocritical of me because I've done some shitty things in my life that have been quite public. So, Spook the fans took their money, Edmund. Fuck me, right? The project was having heavy delays and backers ran to the dark. Okay, it should be noted that his numbers on YouTube took a hard fall in May to June 2016 and continued to fall. And his then fiance, now wife, does not have a job and had not been employed since late 2014. Also, he had to crowdfund to buy her engagement ring. Wow. He openly admits this in his Draw My Wife YouTube video. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little if I can because we've got some screenshots now. There we are. Okay, got a house on okay, 20th of July. Okay. We were approved to rent the house. Yay. House keys acquired. Tree needs clipping, but here it is. Also pocket monsters. Okay, so quite looks like quite a nice looking place. Yeah, you got the tree there. Nice car. That's a very nice car for someone who crowdfunded buying their wife's engagement ring. Took a trip to Houston to watch a baseball game. Again, this see, judging by again, if we look at the dates, it's very suspicious. It's most likely this was paid for with fan donations. Finished a new gaming room. Yay, new gaming room. Look at this. And again, guys, I mean, I don't. Sorry to sound like a broken record in regards to me saying, "Oh, I don't want to take the high road too much." But how can I not when I look at something like this? This motherfucker. I'm so angry I can't even speak. Sorry. This motherfucker done crowdfunded to get an engagement ring for his woman, and then he does a a Kickstarter project, for actual creepypasta related work, and furnishes a fucking game room. Goes to Austin, fucks off to Texas. Well, I don't know if he's from Texas, but goes to Austin anyway, to just hang out in the arcade. Finish publishing and printing his personal project, his first creepypasta book. Hey, the book is live. Oh my god. Vacation to California with an inclusion of a trip to Disneyland. Again, with this is fucking ridiculous. Thank you, Deplorabology, for the $2. Of course, he has to go to the shitty part of Texas. Yeah, this is horrifying, isn't it? Just look at this again. I have to point out this guy just done a massive crowdfunding campaign, raised tens of thousands of dollars, and then all of a sudden, boom! Look, he's fucking off to Disneyland. Look, there he is. There's my man, Mr. Creepypasta, at Splash Mountain. I don't know what this is. I'll just scroll back up. Oh, it doesn't say. Just add some other event. Took his fiance to a weekend trip. Texas again. Took a vacation. Told me. I'm assuming he's from Texas because most of these places are there. Oh, thank you, Zeitgeist, to fish over the £5. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. That's a large amount of fiscal oof right here. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's worse: the misappropriated fan funds or that fucking onesie. That wasn't a pause for laughter. I was sipping my water, which is almost out. I hope Disney abandoned him right at the top of Space Mountain. Fuck me. Good lord. Sorry if my clicking is like incessantly loud. Thank you again for the Donkey Kong coins. 50 of them this time. Today's lesson, kids, is being gullible. It buys homes. Yeah, absolutely. Be a dumbass and you can buy your favorite YouTuber a house. You can get him a holiday and a game room. And hell, you know, even after all that begging to produce a very simple product, you know, your favorite YouTuber can always, you know, can always just get an engagement ring with the money you've given to him as well. Fucking ridiculous. This is coming from, you know, I've got Patreon. I don't pull shit like this. Jesus Christ, man, this is fucking unacceptable. Right. Anyway, sorry. Time to stop judging and just read. Great night with some of the best guys I've ever known. Thanks for the amazing party and for being badass groomsmen. Two part of said bachelor party in Las Vegas, no doubt. Now it may be that, you know, his best man paid for the bachelor party. In all fairness, you know, let's fucking scroll down, isn't it? Yeah, it may be that yeah. Whoa, okay, never mind then. Self-funded his own wedding, which includes flying many people from across the world in the creepypasta community to his home so that they can be in attendance, paying for their food and lodging. Again, a man so broke he was asking fans for money to buy an engagement ring. And now the motherfucker is misappropriating funds he got from his fans to do a fucking creepypasta project to pay for his wedding. So that dopey-voiced cunt with the Pikachu mask could show up to his wedding. Wow, okay, yeah, this is great. This is wonderful. Just marvelous. Some wedding pictures. Vacation for a wife to Florida, of course. Last time I attempted to eat this whole wiener on my own. And you can eat my wiener on your own, you fucking twat. All right. I'm giving up on the whole not judging thing. Look at this. This is utterly inexcusable. Oh, we got a Portland as well. Portland, Oregon. Brilliant. This is just filthy. This is like, look at this fucking corpulent decadence. Jesus Christ. Bought himself a literal, authentic full suit of armor. Nice one, mate. Here's what Spike said about it. Armor is complete. Been actually wearing it often so I can be used to the added weight and wear only chainmail in the chest, stomach, and back, but neck. Tabard check. Need to get a more custom tabard with my own crest. Some kind, but check. Sword check. Wooden sword in place of a real sword, but check. Ready for Sherwood. What? What? All of these things and more. But yet this time passes and there were no funds left from the Kickstarter to find another printer when the original one fell through. Yeah. Jesus fucking Christ, mate. Dig this, right? The guy raises like 20,000 off his fucking $6,000 goal, fucks off around the country, like, and then hasn't got any money left. Thank you, Deplorabology, for the $5. Here's some moolah for your wedding and vacations. Cheers, boy. Some English bloke for £10. Thank you, mate. You have been so generous tonight. It's crazy. Perhaps he went off to Texas because he's right next to the border where his actions catch up with him. He can pull a George Clooney and jump countries. Maybe his neighbor will be game, dude. 20 Donkey Kong coins. Thank you. I'm also ready for show. For fuck's sake. Okay, so Kim V asks Mr. Creepypasta, so lots of questions on the Kickstarter page. Any answers? And he replies, the season has the printers and shipping backed more than we'd like, but the pile of rewards is growing. Once it's all here, it goes out. I'll be honest, I can't remember how Mr. Creepypasta sounds. I can't remember what his voice sounds like. I just know he speaks quietly like that. Okay, I'm excited to read the print screen about how delays are. I know delays are out of your control, but can we get an update? Nah, fam, you ain't getting an update. You ain't getting an update because he's getting a new game room. You ain't getting. He ain't updating shit. The only thing he's updating, all right, is the fucking furnishings in his home with your fucking money. Jeez. The Kickstarter campaign co-creator Vincent Vinacava also posted a similar series of tweets regarding a spree of trips and purchases following the end of the campaign. Fucking big think, lads, and huge think has been had. Vincent Vinacava tweets, in a strip club with Dennis Rodman. His face is on my socks. I've hit rock bottom. Fucking ridiculous. Look at this. Motherfucker's just had a fight. Look at it. This is ridiculous. This is fucking preposterous. According to the back account, 416 backers donated enough to receive physical copies of the comic. 331 were softcover comics, 85 were hardcover copies. Very casual, non-professional research of available on-demand comic book printing, in this case Kablam and Print Ninja, shows that 331 copies of a 48-page full-color comic with no printer ads would cost around $1,496. That's a cost of $4.52 per copy. 200 hardcover copies, lowest order, would be around $2,400. That's a cost, of $12 per copy. $1,020 for 85 copies. Cost of printing the required number. God, I'm fucking going crazy. Cost of printing the required normal and hardcover comics combined for all backers would reasonably be estimated at $2,516. Of course, this will not be the exact same amount paid to the printer they actually choose. Even with the costs of an art team, other merchandise, shirts, prints, and shipping subtracted, it is clear that a large sum was indeed left over to spend. If the cost of these trips and purchases were not all at least partially funded by an artificially inflated Kickstarter goal, they were instead fully funded by MCP and VVC themselves. It would be difficult to explain the need for a Kickstarter in the first place and the previous Engagement Ring crowdfunding campaign. Big think. Additionally, the motion comic promised exclusively for backers at a certain level was instead simply uploaded to YouTube for public viewing. Fucking great way to handle fans' money. Just brilliant. Well done. Oh, and that thing, that exclusive, here's, everyone can have it. Brilliant. I fucking just looked over at the chat. Slime Beast is a national treasure. Fuck yeah, mate. Jesus Christ. This is, I mean, this has made my day in a weird sort of way. This has made my day. Slime Beast has made my day. I'd hug him, but I get the feeling he's like Matt. If you guys, those of you who've met Matt at like meetups and things, he's not a hugger. I get the feeling that Slime Beast is like that. If I try to give Chris a hug, I get the feeling he'd headbutt me. Matt's very much like that. He could become quite aggressive when touched. Several years ago, this is Anonymous 2, by the way, so this is a new source. And once again, now that what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to run and grab water between each source, I think. So we've got to Anonymous 2. I'm going to run and grab myself a glass of water. I'll be less than a minute. I have returned, this time with water. Several years ago, I learned a female fan of Mr. Creepypasta and other narrators had met with them and was basically exploited by them and being passed around the group. Um, okay. Um, Thank you, Zeitgeist. Wow. Again, tremendous generosity from you and some other folks from the chat. Oh Jesus, it's going to be so fucking bad. I may not be able to survive the Vindaloo that awaits us. The Slime Beast leaves. Mate, you fucking legend, honestly. Okay. All right. I think we probably stop the jokes for a second. Well, you guys joke all you want. I'm probably going to stop. $2. Thank you very much. I hope this doesn't go towards a dildo collection. Thank you. No, it's going to go to improving my game room. Thank you. Also, lads, I'm pretty broke, so I'd like to get an engagement ring for Gemma if you want to. All right. Okay. Those are the jokes that away. I get the feeling this is going to be kind of dark now from that bit. So, okay. Again, try not to play the moral high ground too much. Several years ago, I learned a female fan of a Creepypasta, right? And was then thrown out when she told people what was happening. The fan was known under many names, such as Mr. Creepypasta's Kitten and Enigmatic Kitty. She posted several images of herself and Mr. Creepypasta to prove statements she made. This happened at the time MCP did a face reveal to beat her to revealing his photos. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, God. All right, let's. I'm going to zoom in a bit so we can read the descriptions, guys. Okay. Okay, for some reason it zoomed in on completely the wrong thing, but let's. Literally just saw the word rape halfway down the page, so looking forward to this. Right. All right. Neo girl, cat girl. It's just MCP was already engaged to his current wife. He slept with this fan. All right. Again, I'm assuming there's going to be some proof. Keep in mind that the fiance he cheated on was also a fan he had cheated on a previous girlfriend with. This resulted in pregnancy. Unfortunately, the pregnancy ended prematurely. All right. So here's a Tumblr post, and again, I don't know how how much we can trust it. Again, it's all going to be down to. So far, the document has been very concise and good at citing things. So I kind of, do you know what I mean? Like when I say I hope it cites it properly, that's not me saying I hope this stuff is true because it's fucking horrible. But obviously, nobody likes the idea of people getting accused. Extreme Booking, US $5. Thank you, Extreme Booking. Listen, Slime Beast is a hack. That's a fact. Well, actually, mate, it's your opinion. But fuck MCP for trying to Jew him out. Not the video because fair use. Yeah, the whole copyright thing in regards to Mr. Creepypasta, I think, to be honest, I don't know. Again, I've learned a lot about copyright recently. I don't really know what the deal was with that, but it really seems like he was in the wrong. And to be honest, the policy we have on the show is that we listen to authors anyway. But I mean, I've learned a lot from my own things, but we can talk about that stuff at the end. Let's get back to this. I recently found out I was pregnant and randomly started bleeding. I went to the emergency room to find out that I am currently having a miscarriage. I don't really know what to do or how to feel. This hurts emotionally more than I could ever think of. I'm here alone with no one to help me. Even though physically the cramping makes me feel ill, I'm the most alone I've felt in a long time. It makes all my bitching and whining about feeling lonesome feel like nothing. I just want to sleep the world away. But on top of things, the doctor only wrote my note for today. So now I have to wake up tomorrow and be at work promptly at 8 a.m., plaster a fake smile on my face, and keep all of this inside, like I was asked to do in the first place. Okay. Fucking scratch what I said. I actually hope this isn't true, because this is really horrible. Mr. Creepypasta's kitten publicly talked about MCP and her pregnancy and had said MCP didn't care and did not assist her in any way. Okay, well, we know that she was fucking him. That's obviously that's been passed around. We have plenty of evidence. I shouldn't have to go through this alone. Fucking hell. You got over losing a kid pretty fast, bro. Jesus Christ. Murphy began sending her erotic messages and nude photographs despite the fact he is married. Okay, when? The timeline isn't quite explained here. Okay, Mr. Creepypasta's kitten. I'm going to start by saying I usually don't condone this type of behavior. I believe in doing things privately, but Sunday I was publicly dragged through the mud pretty hard by Well Hay Productions and Co. So I need to clarify something. One, I never had a thing with him as he states. However, it obviously wasn't nothing either. He hit on me from the very beginning of me and my ex's relationship, almost up to the end, and got pissed when I told a former friend about it. Putting my money where my mouth is, voila, there it is. Your faithful, loving Well Hay Productions. Edit. Took the pic proof out. I think that's doing too much. Thank you for the 50 Donkey Kong coins. Thank you, Sphinx. If being popular on YouTube is all about making shit content with bad audio, then how come I don't have more subs? I am hurt. Mate, I feel the same way, honestly. All right. You fuckers shouldn't be making me laugh. It's super inappropriate right now. Oh my, this is a different side to Murphy you wouldn't expect to see. Hashtag pervy old man. I'm glad someone is standing up to these bullies. I'm sure it might not be the most clean proof, but I'd rather see the truth. Oh, thank you so much for the €5. Thank you, Data Man. Yo, Jacob, wrestling voice. You act all righteous, but it's time to humble you up. Where's my movie review at? That's my best wrestling. I don't really watch wrestling. Where's my movie review at? It is coming, mate. It's coming after the Blood Gnome review, whenever the fuck that comes out. You know, I had the Brazil thing and then the fucking BBC thing. I've been busy, but it is coming, okay, mate? A promise is a promise. You will get that movie review. Right. I've been told this should be kept out of the creepypasta tags or CP tags, but fuck them. I'm not part of their little society anymore. Spread the word, all of my angels, and stand up to the Buddhism. It's written in a kind of a a little cringy way, but it all seems to. It does make a lot of sense. Yeah, if you can get past the sort of Tumblrisms and some of the like weird spelling and stuff, but Jacob used the Patreon money for his Brazil holiday confirmed. I did not, as a matter of fact. The Brazil holiday was paid for by Gemma's parents because 2017 was the worst year of my life and of hers as well. So, yeah, we got a free holiday as sort of compensation for how bad things had been. Because Gemma's parents, who live in Brazil, felt bad that they couldn't be there for her. So they, after the fact that you come to Brazil and we, be together and it'll be nice. And it was a wonderful couple of weeks. Murphy did this using both the official Well Hey Tumblr blog and a secondary porn blog called Murphy's After Dark. Well, fuck me, mate. Strap yourselves in, folks. I have that relationship. Thank you, Dr. Rat, for the $1.99. Thank you. Appreciate that, mate. When real life is scarier than creepypastas. Glossed over the bit where the creepypasta says, if you're going to cheat on your wife, at least change your name. Thought you'd want to see that. Fuck, did I gloss over something? Shit. Sorry, lads. Let me just scroll back up. Oh, shit. Yeah, there it is. Fucking hell, mate. If you're going to cheat on your wife, at least change your name, lol. Fucking hell. No, thanks for pointing that out. Goes back to the shadows. All right, mate. I'll see you in a bit. And by the way, you know, I'm sure I speak for a lot of people, well, 192 cunts here at least. You know, thanks for bringing this to people's attention, mate. Genuinely, cheers. Okay, I see how it is. Two can play at this game. I can just close my eyes and feel her lips around my cock, and can almost feel it when she gags. God damn it! You just saying that. I came a little. When Mr. Creepypasta's kitten started telling others about the situation, Murphy threatened to tell her current boyfriend they were mutually sharing images. That boyfriend was yet another narrator in their group. Fucking hell. I'll tell Raven we're webcamming. Oh, do something. Oh, do something, bitch. I'll tell Raven we're webcamming. Excuse me. And Murphy's After Dark. Okay, sexually approaching female fans has been a repeated habit with Murphy. Okay, now the thing that's shitty is that he's cheating. All right. I personally, again, I don't want to seem like I'm taking the moral high ground because I've been single. I've fucked some fans. I'm just gonna say it. You know, not in like a creepy pass them around to my friends fucked up kind of way. But if you meet somebody who's hot and they're like, you know, oh, I'm a big fan of your stuff, that's an in. You know, when you're single, you need an in to try and get with somebody. I've done that. If you guys who put this document together are have too much integrity for that, more power to you. But you know, I'm just being honest. You know, so I'm not going to judge them too harshly for fucking fans because most people shag groupies. Okay, I've done it. I'm outing him a bit. Toby's done it. I'm pretty actually no, I'm not going to say. There's another sort of like much more popular than I am guy who I know has done it. But the point is, it happens. Hang on, lads. I'm getting a phone call. I'll be right with you. Sorry about this. You right, love? Yeah, sure. I'll be right there. All right, guys. Gemma is outside, but she hasn't got a key. So again, I'll be less than a minute. My front door's not far from here, so I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm just going to be sitting there reading. Hi there, guys. Sorry to have kept you waiting there. Just had to run and open my front door. Gemma's just returned from work. So, so let's get cracking. Right. So, the Dark Harlequin says, it upsets me that... Oh, this is confusing. Sorry, I don't really understand how Tumblr works. So I don't know who's saying what. But there's a conversation between Mr. Creepypasta and a female fan here anyway. It upsets me when I think about all the cute lingerie I have and no one to wear it for. I sincerely hope that's not Mr. Creepypasta, and that's the fan. Start sending photos! I could put them on here, but that ruins all the fun of them getting torn off. He has also been accused of rape, though I have no idea what event that refers to or why he felt it was a good idea to post that he's been accused of it. Okay, and now we're on to Chris Wolf, aka Slime Beast section. Oh, thank you for the 20 Donkey Kong coins. You just been opening your wallet tonight, Sphinx, and a few others have been as well. You guys are really insanely generous. I certainly want to thank you for that.
Yeah, Angus McLeod is here.
I'm gonna have a little sip of the old water. My throat's getting a bit sore again. So this is Slime Beast section. Interactions with Mr. Creepypasta. I started writing Creepypasta in late 2012. My work is released under NC-BY-SA Creative Commons license, which means anyone can use the work, but it must not be used for profit and must be credited to me. A few of my works... thank you for the £5, like, guys. Fucking hell, mate. Really appreciate it. Time for slime, he says. He's capital, so I assume it was like a superhero voice. Superhero TV announcer voice. Which means, right... A few of my works became popular, and multiple stories of mine were recorded by Mr. Creepypasta. Not being a user of YouTube at the time, I didn't find out until a few months after their release that he was doing this for profit via ad revenue. I asked Mr. Creepypasta not to use my work for profit, and was told he could not remove the ads. That's not true, by the way. Again, speaking as a guy with it's certainly not as popular as Mr. Creepypasta, but with a somewhat successful YouTube channel, you can disable ads whenever you like. The only time you can't turn them off is if someone else claims copyright on there and they've claimed the ad revenue. It's like if you've used a song or a movie clip or something, then you can't take them off. But if you're monetizing the content, you can literally just switch off the thing. Because I actually did this. Again, not to sound like I'm such a great guy, Mr. Groover's such a dickhead, but I did the same thing with a video. It may have even been Slime Beast. I don't know if it was, but I've done that before with an author where I've just clicked to demonetize it. But yeah, that's a fucking lie. Could not remove the ads. That's not true. He offered to pay me a fee for using my work. This was later retracted by Mr. Creepypasta, who instead elected to just take the videos down. He kept all revenue generated during the uptime. I can tell you that I've ran... Oh, here's Mr. Creepypasta speaking, I think. I can tell you I've ran some number with the video counts. The 5 videos that I've uploaded and 912,000 hits, I've made roughly $1,300 for Google. Can't even read basic numbers, fucking hell. Screw me. From the broadband TV, pulls $638, and from that I make $510, which is around $102 per story, give or take, change in $1 or $2. So you have an idea of what kind of money I have to use. But like I said, the stories have been removed from the public for now, but I would like to see if there's a way we can negotiate a price so I can bring them back. To which, fucking hell. To which Slime Beast replies, well, it seems pretty awful that a company has made over $600 on my work, which has brought me $0, so I'll have to think it over. Ever the peacemaker, but I understand his annoyance. Mr. Creepypasta then went on to tell others I had demanded money from him, when in fact he was the one who had suggested payment. I was told by Mr. Creepypasta and his legal counsel that everything posted on the internet is free, including my stories. Again, this isn't true. In fact, I've made this mistake before. I got into a bit of a public argument about it. Of course, when I did, it was not to make excuses, but it was during the worst year of my life while my mother was having major heart surgery, wasn't in a good place mentally, was drinking too much. I don't know if Mr. Creepypasta was going through anything similar at the time, but fighting somebody on this kind of thing and basically telling them fuck you when they say, look, you've used my stuff without asking and everything, it's probably not the best way to go, speaking from experience. The Creepypasta, everything I posted on Tumblr and the Creepypasta wiki was free. I did not post the stories on either one of those sites. I was then told that if I didn't have registered copyright paperwork from the US government, I didn't own my work. Again, that's not true. Every case they gave was answered with evidence counter, and the evidence was ignored. And then there's instances actually of Mr. Creepypasta's email says, so this is interesting. So rather than there being any sort of hearsay here, we're looking directly at the emails themselves. So I've just got to with the images, they don't crop properly, so I've got to stretch the window a bit there. The part that's highlighted, I'll read the whole thing, it's a short thing. My legal counsel is telling me that I cannot pay you without the proper copyright information. Go fuck yourself, that's ridiculous. I agree that it's morally incorrect for me to be using your work, so they'll be removed unless you say otherwise. But my legal counsel has informed me that the work needs a filed copyright with the United States Copyright Office for the act to be deemed as illegal in court. Otherwise, the audio adaptation is proper citation within the law. Again, I'm not certain that's true. In fact, I'm quite sure that it's not. It should be noticed that Mr. Creepypasta has paid other creators he is friendly with for their work, regardless of the fact the works are not registered with the United States Copyright Office. And that's interesting. He openly and is just veered to the bottom here. Right, where are you? Come on, scroll past it now.
Oh yeah, a certain Christine was getting annoyed that she was only paid half of the money that she gets from Patreon because she hasn't done any work for 3 months.
Fair enough. Probably talk about that a bit later.
Just, like, do some work then.
Yeah, do some work on. All right. We're pretty close to the end of the document now, by the way, guys. So I'll be giving you my thoughts on the whole thing soon.
Just so you know, I have read this pre the stream.
Well, you've missed most of the stream anyway.
I've missed most
you've been
of
at
it.
work, but yeah, I mean, I've been providing a little bit of commentary, but not too much.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to highlight Vince12's comment in the chat there. If anyone's interested, Slimebeast has a video of him explaining all this to me on his channel. Go check that out. Big fan of Vince12's content anyway, but definitely go check that out because obviously there'll be a lot more information there. This is just my opinion and my thoughts on it. And do, if you want, there is a link to this document in the video description as well. So have a click on that because there are little, there are some links that I didn't open up that are part of it as well, and some things I skimmed over. So. He openly stated that he didn't have to pay to license work simply because it couldn't be deemed illegal in court to just use it. After taking the videos of my work down, Mr. Creepypasta told his fan base to spam me with protest letters so he could keep the videos up. He did this by giving his fan base my email address and social media contacts in a public announcement. Again, not a very nice thing to do, you know. Mr. Creepypasta personally sent me the audio recordings of my stories for me to host ad-free and even thanked me for reposting them. In leaked audio, he mentioned possibly using Content ID to strike my channel for that audio. He asked me to upload them and then considered filing false Content ID strikes on what he asked me to upload in order to take down my channel. Fuck me, mate.
What the hell?
Chris, if you're still in the chat, mate, do you have that audio? I'd really like to know. $5. Thank you, Extreme Booking, for the $5. Really generous. Thank you so much. Wow, fuck MCP. How Hebrewish of him for not giving him his money, but still it has Chris Chan vibes. Sans the book. Yeah, that is so shitty. It's in the links. Oh, okay, cool. All right, if you missed Slimebeast's comment there, guys, the audio that basically that indicts Mr. Creepypasta on here is available in the links in this document. So definitely check that out for yourselves. I might see if I can, play it on the stream. I'm not great with using Google Hangouts, so I'll see if I can. Oh, it's on YouTube apparently. Okay, wonderful. Fucking hashtag MCP is over party. Jesus. Thank you for the repost, Christopher. No need to thank me. It's possible. It's for the people who like the videos. Again, Slimebeast always a little bit contentious with people. I like that. I respect that. The videos taken down from Mr. Creepypasta's channel were later hosted by Creeps McPasta, with the argument they'd be free and would have ads disabled. Ads were instead enabled, for fuck's sake. So I requested he take them down as well. I briefly hosted the videos ad-free before removing them due to a growing discontent with Mr. Creepypasta. And by the way, Slimebeast, to clarify, I'm not laughing at your grievances. I'm laughing because it's so absurd. I hope you don't, not you probably don't give a shit, but I'm not laughing at your grievances. Investigation of Vincent Vinacava's creepypasta trademark. I personally discovered that Vincent Vinacava was trying to trademark the word creepy. I remember this for publications with Mr. Creepypasta. This registration would have been in the field of written works, controlling the word in the very field it's used most. When I showed public trademark registrations on screen in the video, multiple videos of mine were false flagged as doxing by Vincent Vinacava. That's pretty fucking rich from people that were, giving out giving out people's personal email addresses so that they could spam spam authors and other YouTubers. This included completely unrelated videos and one simply discussing the trademark situation while showing no information at all. My entire channel was also false flagged as inappropriate. Up until this point, Vincent Vinicava's real name was listed on his YouTube account, and he had already publicly spoken of registering the trademark. This information only seemed to become private when I discussed the trademark. I was threatened with legal action, including being contacted at home by Vincent Vinicava's entertainment lawyer. Printed screenshots of social media posts were sent to me to show they were tracking my activity. Their demand was that I never speak of Vincent again, including never mentioning his name for the rest of my life. I declined. I was told by multiple people in the creepypasta community that MCP and VVC were contacting them in advance to tarnish my reputation and turn them against anything I might have to say regarding any of this information. Videos were released by Vincent Vinicava and Old Man Murphy, spreading disinformation about me and the situation. Murphy even made the false claim that I was the one trying to trademark creepypasta. Murphy later retracted his statements while asserting he was somehow still right anyway. And Vincent Vinicava deleted his video without explanation. Having not seen the videos, I don't know what the content was, so I can't. So far, thank you for the 50 Donkey Kong coins. Thank you. So far, this Frinking game, I think it's working on you anyway, has cost me 18 beers and the better part of a bottle of rum. Keep it up. I'm ready to die. I genuinely don't know what the rules of the drinking game are. Do I have some weird verbal tick that no one's telling me about? Murphy had a particularly interesting set of videos, spewing insults while simultaneously condemning me for using insults. Yeah, cough. Imagine doing that to somebody. I would never. Yeah, moving on. He also openly said he had not and would not listen to anything others had to say on the matter and was comfortable not researching it. In BVC's video explaining why he wanted to trademark creepypasta, one of his many debunked reasons was to prevent plagiarism. He showed a book on Amazon which was illegally reprinting the works of other authors without permission. I checked that book on Amazon, and the following weeks I noticed VVC never even reported it. I reported the book myself, and it was removed immediately thereafter. Not only did he misrepresent the reason for the trademark, he didn't even follow up and report the plagiarism he found once his video was down. In leaked audio, Mr. Creepypasta and Vincent Vinicava also discussed false flagging my channel and other ways to silence me from talking about the trademark. This is not just talk, but real-world action that had a negative effect on me and my channel. Their intent was very clearly to cause harm. Sorting additional information. Additionally, I discovered that Mr. Creepypasta's website, mrcreepypasta.com, is actually owned by a data mining and spam company that is harvesting data from fans who use the site. Jesus Christ, how deep does this go? I watched as creepypastanetwork.com suddenly shut down. The site was owned by Mr. Creepypasta and operated by Murphy. Mr. Creepypasta told people Murphy was holding the site hostage due to a disagreement, but Murphy said he simply stepped down and Mr. Creepypasta closed the site rather than finding a replacement. Regardless of the cause, users' original stories and other content were suddenly erased without warning, and the site went down. Speaking entirely subjectively, the loss of creative work without notice is dreadful, so I felt I had to include this point. Yeah, I can understand that. When Mr. Creepypasta and Vincent Vinicava launched their comic book Kickstarter campaign, they were offering real human skulls as a reward. The reward was removed soon after. It was pointed out as disrespectful. The parts were to be used for scientific and educational purposes, not to be collectibles on a fan's shelf. I mean, disrespectful is one way of putting it. Grim, grotesque. You know, there are other words you could use. In leaked audio, Mr. Creepypasta openly admits, I'm sure that Chris probably has this as well, this audio. He's got all the other audio. In leaked audio, Mr. Creepypasta openly admits to using fake licensing numbers to fool YouTube into releasing content ID claims against him. In other words, he admits to claiming he has properly licensed content, then typing random letters and numbers to trick the case reviewer into thinking he paid for it. Just pay for it, you rich cunt. Honestly. Jesus Christ. Either don't monetize your content or pay for the things you're licensing. Oh my god. Since I've essentially been painted as the I love her. Like I went into this. I'm not even going to apologize. I went into this document like I'm not going to judge these guys. It's going to be an objective thing, and now I'm just like fuck these people.
Yeah.
Since I've essentially been painted as the guy who has a problem with these people, I have been approached by multiple people asking how they can stop MCP from stealing their work, as well as other such problems. Most wish to remain unknown for fear of the retribution you can see examples of above. Yeah, genuinely, I had no idea that these people had as much power as they do. It's quite shocking. Thank you, Pinky Culture, for the $2. Deep lore, says Pinky Culture. Yeah, it just the depth of depravity is just wow. One of these issues worth mentioning is MCP agreeing to promote a crowdfunding project for $1,000, never actually promoting it, and still asking for payment. Wow, that's that's pretty fucking low. And of course, there's we've got more emails. Just gonna open this out. All right. So again, it's gone weird. Sorry. All right. So yeah, here's Chris's email. It doesn't say to whom, but wait, they own the term creepypasta. How the fuck? Basically, I would pay him $1,000 for. Oh shit! Sorry, super chat, guys. Sorry. Again, Sphinx, you madman. How does one steal that which has no copyright? You fucking lunatic, mate. Thank you. Stop jibbing me money. You're gonna regret it when you sober up. Stop it. I'm cutting you off, all right? You've had enough. Specific terms like posting it out on all social media, posting the promo video on his channel, and a few other specific things. He did none of it. Claimed that whoever his network was or whatever. Oh, this isn't from Chris. Excuse me. This is to Chris. This is from the guy. Sorry. This is the email. I got a little confused when I saw Chris's email address. Let me start again. This is the email from the guy we just talked about in the final bullet point there. To promote a crowdfunding project, never promoting it for payment. This is the video that the guy sent to Chris. Sorry about that. Confusing. He did none of it and claims whoever his network was or whatever said it was against their terms of agreements, advertise another product that would bring in money, which honestly made no sense. I think he thought he could get the money and not do what he agreed to because he kind of vanished. But after the crowdfunding date was over, he wanted his $1,000, which I let him know he wasn't going to get. And I never had anything to do anything. I never had to anything. Probably never had to do anything, I'm assuming. But I did get a lawyer after he vanished. That's fucking shocking, mate. That is ridiculous. I mean, it does seem kind of milquetoast after like the fucking grooming, passing groupies around shit. But even so, that's low. The false flagging thing as well. All right. Anyway, before I give my thoughts, let's finish. Let's read the conclusion. While we hope that this document will help change certain patterns of behavior. Oh shit! Just got another super chat. Sorry,
We'll add another one.
All right, let me read these super chats. Thank you, Zeitgeist Official, for the £5. Really, you're one of those people that's really been opening your wallet out today, and I really appreciate it. I feel like Morpheus has just forcibly given me the red pill, and I can see all the equations, mate. Honestly, and Sphinx for your 20 Donkey Kong bucks. Fudge you, Sky bitch. YouTube don't allow swears. Wow. Okay, I think you've had enough alcohol. While we hope this document will help change certain patterns of behavior, the fact remains that the people mentioned in this document have a standard practice of simply not answering any concerns or criticisms. Requests to discuss difficult topics are often ignored. People are completely cut out of the in-group, and wherever possible, critics are outright blocked and prevented from reaching out. Then, public and private defamation is used to ensure others don't listen as well. We may not be able to reach Mr. Creepypasta, Vincent Vinacava, or any of their hangers-on. We may not be able to convince them that they're oversaturating and watering down a creative genre that is suffering from their negligence. we may not be able to stop them from attempting to use and discard others in future. It would seem like a hopeless situation, rendering this entire process meaningless. However, we will be able to reach people who have been abused or continue to be abused, either creatively or personally. Ideally, they will know that they are not alone and that the public at large now sees what these people have been doing to others behind the scenes. I fully expect threats of legal action and other threats due to my relation to this document and for simply receiving the information that has been leaked. Murphy has already made veiled threats that we will get what we deserve. And of course, in the leaked audio, you can hear Vincent say himself that he's looking for any opportunity to launch lawsuits. I will be listening to all this leaked audio, by the way, guys. In light of this, I wouldn't think it's out of the question that we would attempt to have this document, that they would attempt to have this document removed for any number of false reasons. So please save, copy, and repost this document as you see fit. Well, I just read the whole damn thing, on stream. If you have any information you would like to share on these subjects, please feel free to contact me and have your words added to this document. Thank you for your time, Chris Slimebeast Wolf. Well, thank you for this document, Chris, honestly. It's $2 just because, and now I have to say I'm a kikaboo. Thank you. All right, so honestly, I don't want to spend too long of the wrap-up sucking Slimebeast's dick, but I do want to say from the bottom of my heart, Chris, thank you for leaking this, mate. Well, not leak, you know what I mean? Like putting this all together, putting it out on the internet for people to see. Obviously, a shit ton of work's gone into it. You've got the leaked audio and everything. Really just great stuff. Shocking, some of it really, really shocking material. It's a lot for people to think about. And it's it's really, really I lost what I was going to say. Really, and then silence. All right. But nice one, lad. And to the people, it was shocking to see that there were people so scared. People were so frightened that some people aren't even aren't even included in the document. Their stuff they retracted the entire their entire things. If you look at the full document, you'll see people have bailed on including their stuff. There are other people who chose to remain anonymous because they couldn't deal with the threats. This is fucking terrible. And there's a lot of banter on this channel, and a lot of what we do, it's extremely lowbrow entertainment. There's a lot of banter. We make fun of each other. But Slimebeast is a guy we've made fun of. Honestly, mate, though, there's the level of again, I don't want to sound like I'm sucking his dick. I'm just being honest. The level of genuine bravery to go up against these people that are threatening you with lawsuits, legal action.
Like, I have received death threats or threats of a deep web hitman killing my family over this.
Do you know what I mean? That's fucking shocking, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's awful.
Yeah. No one deserves that.
No, not at all. And genuinely, I have a lot of respect for you and for the people who contributed to this document, and I'm glad that it's out there. And now link to my upcoming Kick the Band. Yeah. But yeah, so let's I'm starting a fund to help Logan through film school. Thank you. You're such a fucking legend, Sphinx. Thank you. DKK 50 DK coins. Thank you.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, we do, mate, honestly, because YouTube's really been kind of screwing a lot of people over with their money, and that's been really nice, all the donations we've had tonight. But yeah, my thoughts on the document. It's very, it's well researched. There's some shocking stuff in there. I will be after the stream listening to the audio. I was going to try and stream the audio, but to be honest, since it's available on YouTube anyway, there's not much point. You guys can go check that out. Will this video stay up? It'll stay up, yes, as a matter of fact. I'll tell you why, because normally, I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon is what I'm gonna do. Normally, I'd be too much of a fucking pussy the second I got any negative feedback from these people or any kind of fuck you from them. I would this fucking super chat. Thank you, Mad Libs, for the $2. Vincent being a carver, more like Vincent is a bad person. But yes, I will not be taking the live stream down, regardless of any bullshit associated with it, or any. I doubt there's going to be any threats or anything because literally I've just been reading it and calling them cunts. Like I am in no way, that I'm not trying to paint myself as any kind of brave guy or whatever. But I will not be taking this down because I think it is important. I think there are people who are fans of my stuff who don't necessarily know about this document. I know that people who came to the stream didn't know about it, so I definitely want to keep. Definitely want to keep the stream, I want to keep the stream up because I think it's something that Whoa, fucking hell! I just looked over the chat and like Huda Hoodlums are like, do you think I should do this, mate? I wouldn't pressure you to do it because you are, a much bigger channel than I am, and you stand to lose a lot more. I've been torching my career lately. If you guys have seen my Twitter, I've basically burned my career to the ground. I don't give a shit at this point. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah. It's bloody. I always take the streams down, but it's bloody mindedness from here on out with this thing because no, fuck them. Honestly, fuck these people. And I'm not going to be intimidated by them. I think, and I really respect these people that have been threatened. Not only Chris, but the people who helped put this document together. I'm repeating myself a bit, so I should wrap this up. The stuff that I found, there's a lot of really shocking stuff in there. The stories from the con of the sharing of the nude photographs and the cheating, the misappropriate. People have affairs and it's shitty and it's bad and you shouldn't do it. But then you get to you get way fucking beyond that shit, and it just gets with the misappropriating of fan funds and things. It's just so shocking. Wow, thank you so much, guys, for these super chats. Thank you, Zeitgeist Official again, mate. You must be a fucking millionaire. I still wish this had the Shyamalan twist that it was a creepypasta, and I was a skeleton. I wrote this. Props to Slime Lord. Yeah, Chris, I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but I remember we were all saying how good it would be if there actually was a creepypasta done in this style. If you want to do that at any point, you ain't got to pay me royalties. Jacob, please says there aren't a lot of skeletons like this in the back creepypasta closet. There aren't. I'll be honest with you, mate. All the shittiest things I've ever done, I've been very public. $5. Thank you, El Manana. How much cash do we need to raise for Toby's dad's nudes? You just get them for free, mate. Look, I got them on Google. At this point, Jacob, I think I just paid off your rent for the month. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Sounds like a really good story. No, it would, right? Wouldn't it be sick if it was like a horror story and it just got super fucking dark as it went along with like fake screenshots and shit? I know I'm trivializing like a really terrible thing here, but I do enjoy trivializing important, serious things.
How much is a DKK worth? I'm sure it's one banana.
Yeah, it's DK. How much is a Donkey Kong coin worth? To be honest, they're not particularly valuable, but the dude was just chucking them at me,
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, even if it's worth nothing, it's not about the amount, it's just the kindness of doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
If someone can only give 50 cents, I really appreciate it. By the way, Slimies, I think that my videos on you are not monetized, but if they are, I'll having read this, I'll sort them out later. But I think they're not monetized. It's like Dark Tower, but better. Fuck it! Stop it! Stop giving me money. All right. So $5 deplorabology. Toby's dad is writing Google Docs for BCP future scandals. Honestly, lads, like the worst shit I've ever done, I've been very public about. Because, like I said, like I had a massive fucking meltdown, like when I was almost. You can't make me admit the reviews. You're not gonna do it. When like I was almost made an orphan. Like I had this major fucking like mental collapse and acted like a complete cunt about the whole Delocat thing. Do you know what I mean? People. That's why I didn't want to go in from a super judgmental angle, because people make mistakes, And I think sometimes we put content creators on a pedestal. So I didn't know what to expect reading this. But honestly, this isn't just people making mistakes. This is shitty people being shitty and using their influence, their power and their influence to hide that shittiness and to stop people speaking out. It's, it's basically the haves punching down onto the have-nots. That's exactly what it is. And it's fucking shit.
Good night, Rudy Jazz.
Good night, Rudy Jazz. You're a legend, mate. Love you. You love your Twitter.
Yes.
What we've learned today is that passing a creepy around is not a small mistake. Yeah. Like I say, people make mistakes, and glad my persistent urge to archive shit is coming in handy. Yeah. You can always rely on people to exploit their power. No, this is really fucking horrifying, and absolutely I'll be leaving the stream up, lads. Because why wouldn't I? More people need, because if there's loads of people, because if other subs of this channel have missed this stream, they should be able to roll up and get the document and everything. Absolutely. Thank you for the $5, El Milano. But you still haven't admitted to using BCP to assassinate Princess Diana. Yeah, that's true. We did. I am actually a reptilian.
Yeah.
I thought I could hide it, but no. I've been sitting here every time I've gone to have a glass of water. I've actually just been eating crickets. 100 Donkey Kong coins. Fucking stop it, mate. Have my babies. I will if you just put your credit card away. All right, you drunk motherfucker.
Oh god.
Mr. Crewmaster wouldn't have done this if Princess Diana was still alive. I'm going to have to work in 5 hours, and it's midnight currently. This is worth staying up. Going to bed now. Nighty night. Good night, Manuel. I'm going to be wrapping this up in a second because we've read the whole thing now. Oh, King Spook is here, man. This has been an interesting event. This shit got high profile. Like,
yeah, next will be
fucking
Mr. Metacore roll.
Oh my, no, that honestly, that would have been scary. I'd have shit myself. That guy scares me.
Yeah.
Honestly, lads. So we've had Hudo Hoodlum's Revenge, Slime Beast, King Spook. It got fucking crazy in this chat. We need little Toby's Jacob. You don't need to go to work anymore. Fuck it. Yeah.
Otis Gyre. Oh yeah, he's a crewcaster. He's like an old man and he reads crewcasters.
Thanks for showing us this, Jacob. Happy I didn't miss this bullshit. No problem at all, mate. Genuinely. The Crewmaster Expendables team. God, I think a lot of us, lads. I tell you what, let's get a Kickstarter, guys. Breaking news: YouTube user by the name of Sphinx funnels embezzled money to. Yeah, this is like Thanks for the £5, by the way. Before I make this joke, this is like really dated reference, but you remember that storyline on Breaking Bad where they were like using the donations, using the donations from. Oh Christ! What's it from Walt's website? When he's like, from Walt Jr.'s website to save his dad, and they're just funneling like drug money into it.
Yeah,
that's what's been happening tonight, and I've been like, I'm like a mule. I'm going to go to jail. And, I've been thanking this fucking guy. King Spook, mate. Sorry, you and I agree a lot of the time, and you're my friend and everything, but that's some bullshit. That's not true, mate. Don't be saying shit. I mean, say what you want. Obviously, you've got what am I saying? Freedom. You've always got freedom to say whatever you want on my channel. That's always been the way. Well, at least it has been for the past couple of years when I got really red pilled. But that's just, I disagree with you, mate. That's really not accurate. That attitude. As far as I'm concerned, it's just my opinion, but that attitude of, oh, you're making us look bad, it's that I know that you're not like trying to excuse this behavior from Mr. Crewmaster and Vincent Vinacava, but the problem is, if we don't expose these kind of people for the shitty things that they're doing, Oh well, to be fair, nothing I say is 100% unironic. Guy who doesn't have a username. But you know, like for example, because I mean I do you know, I do movie reviews every once in a while. You know, like I do Cult Corner, and obviously like some of my friends, like Emily's Adventures in Horrorland, does her show. But you don't see us complaining about the hashtag change the channel thing because they're making people who review movies look bad. You know, because the fact is those people did some shitty things.
Yeah, King's Book. It's you should read the whole thing before getting into this because
Yeah.
it's not. They're not making out that everyone that does narrations on YouTube is shitty. It's that certain ones on YouTube
Yeah,
are being shitty.
and some of them fucking are
Yeah.
shitty, mate. Yeah.
It's really serious
But I mean, if you
stuff.
can't, you know, if you can't be asked to read it, you can always listen to the stream because I'm going to leave it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't want to start like some drama in the fucking comments because what would actually be the point? But honestly, lads, this has been interesting. King Spook, sorry you couldn't be here earlier, obviously, because you would have heard like a lot of the stuff in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you guys talk about whatever the fuck you want in the chat. It's your right. You know, you want to have a, you know, scrap or whatever, you know, but don't. You know, do it, but don't. No, do whatever the fuck you want, but you know, I'm respectfully asking you not to. Cortex Club Crusade. Fucking Crusades when, lads. If you think me saying red pilled is fucking cringy, I'm gonna start making Crusader memes. That's the level we're at. I think I want to wrap the stream up now, but guys, because we've said all that needs to be said. We read the document. It was pretty fucking horrifying, if I'm honest. Lots of funny memes throughout the evening and jokes, but genuine, all like joking aside, this is some heinous fucking stuff. And you know, well done to everybody that put it together and then put it out there. Honestly, lads, I think Le Pepe Crusades. Am I right, Redditors? Fucking hashtag free Kekistan. Jesus Christ. Bunch of fucking soy goys in the chat. Soy goy of cuckads in the chat. Am I clever, guys? Gang, we live in a society. Gang weeders rise up. Fucking, I'll just go kill myself.
What?
Fucking rest assured, every online community there is a channel awesome that one controversy away from imploding. Yeah. God, Shadow, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, okay, I'm closing it. This chat is turned into complete cancer, and it's entirely my doing. Right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming along. Thanks to everybody who Snapchatted. Then thanks to everyone who super chatted. Really appreciate it, guys. Again, so I promise I'll take his dick out of my mouth. But thank you to Slam Beast and all the other motherfuckers who put this together. Cheers, guys. Have a good night. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. If you're in a country where it's daytime, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.
Bye.